Oops. Hey guys. Sorry. I was just finishing my dinner. Which is kind of interesting because today we're talking about the digestive system. The digestive system starts with your food and your mouth. But we'll start over here with a little bit of vocabulary. So we've got your mouth. These are all the things that are involved in the digestive system. Your mouth, your stomach, your small intestine, and your large intestine. So I know you guys are familiar with your mouth and your stomach because I've done lunch duty about 100 times this year, and I've seen what these two can do in a second grade lunchroom. So we'll talk a little bit about these two in a second. So let's talk about food. Food is important because that's like in plants, that's the nutrients for our body. Let me pull the stand a little bit closer here. So our food is our nutrients, which gives us energy. So you can see I got this little weightlifter guy. And our food starts in our mouth with chewing. And we can call this stage 1 or the nom-nom stage. Because, you know, chewing. Nom-nom. And then stage 2 would be swallowing. And we can also call that the get in my belly stage. So we chew, we swallow, and then the food, basically when we swallow, the food mixes with our saliva, and then it's pushed into our esophagus by our tongue and other muscles in your throat. And then we've got the stomach, which is stage 3, which is this is more of a breakdown stage, and we can call that the in my belly stage. And actually food spends about 4 hours hanging out in your stomach before it moves into your small intestine. But basically in all of these, in all 5 of these stages, food is just breaking down to smaller and smaller pieces. So here your teeth can only do so much. They break it into just enough to swallow, and then swallowing breaks it down a little more, and then it's broken down a little bit more in your stomach, and then food gets broken down a little bit more in your small intestine, and then it moves to your large intestine. So stage 4 is your small intestine, more breakdown, and then it uses your liver juices, which sounds pretty gross, but well, it probably is gross. So your liver juices are used and they mix with your food in your small intestine, and then they get pushed to your large intestine, and we can call that the get out of here or get out of my belly stage. And then we'll talk real quick about some ways to keep your digestive system healthy, because it's really important. Because if you can keep your if you can keep your digestive system healthy, then you can keep the rest of your body healthy. And some ways to do that are to eat green, eat less sugar, high fiber, and drink water. So eating green means like eating your vegetables, eating your Brussels sprouts, eating your broccoli and salad and all those kinds of things. And a lot of kids don't like those, but it's really important for your health. I really like Brussels sprouts, so and I like salad a lot too. Less sugar. I like sugar a lot. Nobody says you can't eat sugar, but less of it is a good idea. Maybe a few less trips to the a la carte line during lunch. And then high fiber. I drew a little broom here because fiber is like a broom, and it kind of cleans everything out of your system. A lot of green vegetables have fiber, like broccoli. Fiber basically is it's in lots of things. I mean, you could eat a cardboard box and get fiber, but I wouldn't recommend eating a cardboard box. So, but fiber's like kind of a broom, and so is water. Drinking water is very important. I've got my water right here. I'm gonna have a little sip. Water is really important to basically your entire body and functioning and staying healthy. But your digestive system absolutely needs lots of water. So drinking lots of water. Eat green, less sugar, high fiber, and drink water. All right, let's look at our anchor chart over here. And I've drawn this little boy, and his legs are really big for some reason. I'm not very good at legs or eyes. You can see he looks kind of sleepy. But he is, if you notice, I'm going to move this a little bit closer. If you notice, he is eating a carrot here. And for some reason, I guess I probably should have drawn a bite taken out of the carrot, because he's got it all over his face already. But I thought this kind of looks like a second grader and how a second grader would eat a carrot. He's got little orange bits all over his mouth. But we're going to talk about the parts that get inside his mouth. So chewing, oh, and he's also saying nom nom nom. So chewing is the first stage of breaking down. So we chew with our teeth. I guess I should have drawn teeth. And we break down our food. Maybe that's why it's all over his face, is because he doesn't have any teeth to hold the food in. So then swallowing, saliva mixes with your food, and then it helps it move to the esophagus. And this is your esophagus right here. If you feel right here, you can feel your esophagus, and it goes all the way down. And you know, your lungs would be in here. It goes all the way down to your stomach, and your stomach is kind of like right below your lungs. So your stomach, or your stomach's, it's actually kind of like inside of your lungs, but at the very, very bottom. So your stomach is the next stage. So that's where food stays for about 4 hours, and it breaks down, and the stomach takes out all the proteins that it needs, and then it sends the food to the small intestine. Now I want you guys to Google how long the intestinal tract is, because I think you'll be surprised. It's definitely not just this long, but this is the small intestine. I just drew it really simply. And the small intestine breaks down the food even more, like we said earlier, and it mixes with liver juices. I drew a little gross face there. And then finally, we have the large intestine. And so we go from the mouth to the esophagus to the stomach to the small intestine, and then finally food goes to the large intestine. The large intestine is where all the leftovers go. This is the stuff that your body doesn't really need, and so it sends it there to get rid of. Leftovers and food the body does not need go here, ... And then, well, we're just going to end this there. I just wrote the end, and I'll let your parents explain the rest to you. I hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for checking it out.